week of the Bake Off, the grand final. And the last thing I feel like doing at the minute is baking. I'm absolutely full of cold. I was nursing Poppy all week last week, off school poorly, and she's passed it on to me and Daddy Bear now, so full of cold, but as they say, the show must go on. So I'm still going to do my finale cake that I plan to do, and it's a Jaffa cake, part of which needs to be done in advance. So we need 5 oranges and 1 lime, and we need the juice and the zest from both. I'm going to get the zest first of all, and that's to go into the cake tomorrow. So if you zest the oranges and the lime and then pop that in the fridge, that should keep well if you cover it up in cling film. And then I'm going to get the juice out. So here we go. Zest the oranges first. You need to make sure that you don't go down to the white part, because then it would be very bitter. And you're just taking the skin off. Sometime later, oranges and lime are zested. Ta-da! I'm just going to wrap that in cling film, stick it in the fridge until tomorrow, and then we're going to juice these. Vitamin C oranges, it's good for a cold. I can smell them, they smell very nice. Let's get them all juiced. Takes a lot of muscle, this does. I've not got much of that at the minute. So what I'm preparing is some orange jelly, which is going to go on top of our Jaffa cake, or underneath the chocolate layer, like a real Jaffa cake. And for this jelly, you need a 20cm round cake tin. And for the actual cake, we're going to need one the same size but quite deep. This one only needs to be shallow. Let me just show you. So this is the tin I've got for the jelly, and it needs to be lined with cling film. Back to the zesting. Halfway through the juicing, my juice is full, so I'm going to get the pan that we need to pour that into, and we're just going to pause from the juice in a minute and prepare our gelatin for the jelly. Okay, so our gelatin, we need 7 leaves of. Annie's singing in the background. I've just popped 7 leaves in this bowl and covered it with cold water, and that needs to soak for about 5 minutes. So we can leave that while we carry on with the juice. I'm going to pour in the juice I've done so far into this pan. And carry on. 5 more orange halves and 1 lime to go. The juice of the orange and the limes in this pan, and we're going to add 100 grams of golden caster sugar. Now we need to heat this until it's barely simmering, so not to boil, just warm enough to be able to dissolve the gelatin. I'm just gently heating that to get it warm. It's going to make a gorgeous orange jelly. Okay, the orange and the sugar and the lime is steaming away. And I'd say that's about hot enough to add our gelatin. So the gelatin that we've soaked in cold water, to pop into the pan. And now we need to stir this until there's no lumps left. Okay, so the gelatin is dissolved into the orange and lime juice, and here we've got our tin lined with cling film. We're going to carefully pour this jelly into here. Like so. And then we're going to transfer this to the fridge where it's going to set overnight until it's ready to go on top of the cake. Why, hello. What are you up to, little lady?
I want to do what you're doing.
Oh. I'm preparing orange jelly that's going to go on my Jaffa cake for tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm going to make some chocolate ganache next as well.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That looks good. There's cheese on the top.
It's orange.
Ew.
So I'm just going to let this cool a little bit at room temperature, and then we're going to pop it in the fridge overnight. Okay, as well as our orange jelly, I'm going to make the chocolate ganache ahead of time as well. So for that we need 400 grams of dark chocolate and 200 grams of milk chocolate. The sad thing is that's exactly the weight of these bars, and it means there's going to be none to pinch left. Oh well. So I've just broken the chocolate up and I'm putting it into this Pyrex bowl. The reason I'm making this the night before is so that it has time to set to the right consistency, because it needs to set at room temperature. Know how difficult it is not to pinch a piece. It smells so good. I can even smell it. I can smell it through my cold. Okay, there we go. And then, if I just put that to one side, we need 600 ml of double cream, which we're going to heat in a pan until it's just starting to boil. 600 ml double cream going into the pan. We'll get that heated up. Okay, the double cream is just simmering. So I'm going to take that off the heat and pour that onto the broken chocolate. Like so. And then the heat from the double cream should melt the chocolate, which will make our ganache. A rubber spatula is the best tool for this job. It's the girl's bedtime. Needs to go and get Poppy in the bath. Annie's just had her bath, just getting her pyjamas all ready for milk. You should have a mixture that's starting to look lovely and glossy, like so. And keep mixing until all the chocolate is melted and there's no lumps left. We are almost at that point. And when I've finished this, I'm going to reward myself, once I've bathed Poppy, with my bath and lemsip before bed. And we're set to do the cake tomorrow. That looks perfect. Just going to scrape it all down and make sure it's in the bowl. And we're going to leave that overnight so that it thickens in texture enough to be able to spread and ice the cake. Now that I've done the jelly and the ganache, I will see you in the morning when hopefully I'm feeling a lot better and we'll get the cake put together. A very good morning to everybody! It's the morning after the night before. Yes! Yes! And Annie has lots to say today. Don't you, sweetheart? Yeah! We are going to bake a cake, aren't we? Yes! Let's bake the cake! Just to show you, the ganache from last night is set. It's perfect. It's like a fudgy consistency, which will be lovely to spread on the cake when it's done. And to get started on the cake, we need to grease and line a deep 20cm cake tin. Set the oven to gas mark 4. Okay, we're going to cream together 300 grams of golden caster sugar and 250 grams of butter until light and fluffy. That looks like it's light and fluffy to me. So next we've got 4 large eggs, which I've broken into a jug. We're going to add these one at a time, mixing well after each one. Make sure that's put together. Now I'm just going to scrape down the sides before I give it one more mix. That ought to do it. Right, next I've weighed out 300 grams of plain flour, and to that I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1, 2, which will make the cake rise. And here I've got the orange and lime zest from the 5 oranges and 1 lime that we zested yesterday. So pop that in. I'm just going to give that a mix, and we're going to add this to the eggs, flour and sugar, a third at a time. Okay, so let's do that. So a third at a time, we're adding the flour, zest and baking powder. give that a mix. Okay, more flour. And the last third, I'll just scrape down the sides as well with this one. And we'll mix that last bit together. Give the sides another scrape. And the last thing I'm going to add to this cake is 100 grams of natural yogurt. I'm going to get that combined before tipping it into our tin. You can smell the lovely citrusy zests in here. Okay, that looks good, so let's get it in the tin. Okay, so I'm just going to pour this into this tin. That's it. Just spread it around so it's even. As I said before, this is going to bake on gas mark 4 for 45 to 50 minutes until a skewer inserted comes out clean and it's nice and golden on top. Just grab another spatula to get that last bit off. Don't want to waste any mixture. Okay, I'll pop that in the oven. And we'll check on you later. Okay, I said 45 to 50 minutes and it's taken a grand total of 70 minutes. You see it's nice and golden, and if we pop this skewer in, it comes out nice and clean. So we're going to leave that to cool now in the tin for 15 minutes, and then we're going to turn it out to cool completely onto a wire rack.
And while our cake is cooling, we can have a look at what Annie's doing. What are you doing? Have you got Lala? Oopsie daisy! Oopsie daisy! You're so close to crawling, little girl, aren't you? Should babies move this much at 6 months? Nearly crawling. Who is it? Is it Toodaloo? Is it Toodaloo? We've got great big Toodaloo. A chickadee. There should be a chick somewhere. Where's Chick gone? Where's Chick? These were Poppy's twirly-woos, weren't they? But she doesn't mind you having them, does she? I think Poppy's a bit big for twirly-woos. Hey, Poppy's a bit big for twirly-woos. So where's Chick? Chick, Chick, Chick. Here's Chick. Here's Chick.
Okay, it's now time to assemble the cake. I've taken the jelly that we made last night out of the fridge and that's set beautifully. I did cover it up as it started to set just to protect it in the fridge. Take that off now. Now first we need our cake. It's got a lovely risen top which unfortunately I've got to cut off so that our jelly can sit neatly on the top of it. So I'm just levelling off the top of the cake like so. Right, apricot jam. Before I do that, I'm just going to transfer it to the plate that I'm going to keep it on. Let's move this one and my cake scraps out the way. Now I'm going to spread the top with some apricot jam. And this is so the jelly will sit. Hey, at the worst possible moment, the baby wakes. Just gonna get her. Change of plan. It was just a bad dream. Right, apricot jam still sticky. We're going to carefully remove the jelly from the tin, still in the cling film. Okay, so jelly. Not nerve-wracking at all. Jelly in hand, still in the cling film. We're going to place it on the cake, like so. Here we have our big Jaffa cake jelly. So that's now ready for the chocolate. Oh, won't do much good with a bread knife. Now, the ganache that I showed you earlier is all perfectly thickened. And we're going to ice the sides of the cake first before moving on to the top. Don't worry if you get any on your plate, we can neaten that up after. So there's these school cords. Don't care who they take down. You need to make sure that no cake and no jelly can be seen. So I'm just concentrating on the sides of the cake first. And then we're going to work on covering the jelly. So if you just go around the edge of the jelly first, once we've done the sides. It's quite wobbly to work with, as is the nature of jelly. Even though I am full of cold, you can smell how good this is. Chocolate, orange, delicious. Who wants a piece? Me! Or two. Poppy said when she left for school this morning, "Can I lick the bowl, Mum?" Oh dear. But she's not here. Should I savour the bowl? Maybe I should savour the bowl. She would happily have spooned it out and ate it dollop by dollop. Right, I think we've got the sides of the jelly covered. And we're now going to make a start on the top. Look how lovely and glossy it is. I'm just going to neaten up the edges. I'm going to finish spreading. Right, so now that we've covered everything, just make sure you can't see any jelly, which I don't think we can. And then we just need to work on making it look nice and neat. It's going to be lovely on a Christmas tea table. Or for pudding on Christmas Day, for a change. There we go. And then if you want, just to finish off, sprinkle the top with some orange zest or some lime zest. I've run out of oranges, so I'll just put a bit of lime on the top, or a bit of both. And there we have our Jaffa cake. Okay, I'm just going to cut into this cake so you can see how delicious it is inside. Get my slice so I can lift that piece away. There we are. And this is what it looks like inside. You can see the layer of jelly against the ganache and a gorgeous sponge. I think Poppy and Paul will be happy with this later. See you then.
So we're all home from work and school, aren't we, Pops?
Mhm.
Trying Mummy's cake. What do you think? Is it good? Is the cake good for final week? Yeah. Daddy's got his bit.
The last week of my Great British Bake Off.
Yeah. If you're wondering why the camera's wobbly, it's because I got a baby on my knee. Right, I'm gonna try my bit. Look at better try piece, hadn't I?
Daddy with baby on knee.
Daddy with baby on knee. Bit of chocolate. Cake good. Tastes like Jaffa cake.
Does it?
It does.
Mm.
What do you think,
Lovely.
Steffi?
What he said.
Is it a thumbs up then? Thanks, family. I'm gonna eat my piece now.
Go on then.
I just wanted to say thank you for watching this baking vlog, the finals week of the Great British Bake Off. Thank you for watching this one, all of them, or even just one of them. Thanks for watching. I hope it's inspired you to do some baking. I hope you like my ideas. I've enjoyed doing the full 10 weeks of the Bake Off. Maybe do it again next year. Remember to like and subscribe to our videos. We're posting new ones all the time about family life and anything that we're getting up to. But this is the end of my 10-week baking vlog for now, but maybe I'll be back soon with some more cooking and baking. Okay, thanks a lot.
Woohoo!
Bye.